What was a pivotal moment that blew your mind, maybe as a kid, that helped you decide that making music was your thing? Or was there one?
Hmm. It's really interesting. So I don't know if this answers this question, but this is what immediately came to mind. I can remember I grew up in this really old, like turn of the century farmhouse in a little city called Camas, Washington, which is just like right across the river from Portland.
Hmm.
So it's on the Washington, in Washington. Um, and I remember being in one of the upstairs bedrooms. And so this would have been before, it's probably maybe like 12 or 13.
Okay.
And my mom was a recording artist, musician. And so we had instruments around the house everywhere. So my mom had a piano room and like there was a classical guitar there that was hers from when she was a teenager or like very young adult. Um, and so I had that guitar up in my room, and I remember like finger picking something on it and just like feeling it, like feeling like it eliciting like pain, and just like I was able to just like connect with this thing, and it was like so distinct, and I had never experienced that before. And like as a 12-year-old was like, I'm so connected to this. Oh, and now actually that I'm saying that as well, I have really distinct memories of being a little kid down at my mom's piano, like pretending to like write things. Like even before I could like write words, I'd be like scribbling on these pieces of paper, but like really just feeling truly connected to it. And there's not a great way to articulate that other than it just feeling right,
Yeah.
which there are very few things in my life that you know those just moments are just like so like I said, distinct. So yeah,
Distinct.
just recognizing that just really early on. I'm not sure that that answers the
No,
question
it does.
exactly,
It's
but
kind of powerful moment for you as a child or as a youngster, seeing all those instruments around and saying, "Wow, I'm immediately drawn to this," and kind of by osmosis because it was there, you know. And did your mom see this and say, "Oh, this is very special"? The encouragement kind of like started from there on her part, or was it always there, or was it a moment for her to say, "Wow, I'm recognizing this in my daughter, so let's encourage that"?
I think music was just so normalized. It like wasn't it wasn't, which is like something that I have um realized as an adult, is that it's not super normal for kids to like have all of that stuff around. It's not super normal to have experiences in recording studios. It's not, super common. Granted, my mom didn't like tour nationally, but like I'd go on the road. And so I don't think that it was a moment of like, oh, we need to like push you into this. It was like, oh, you're like gravitating towards this. Cool. Do you want to take piano lessons? Was the first like, oh, let's like try to foster this a little bit and see, or like the first intentional, like, would you like to like pursue this in some way? Um,
Yep. That's very
that
cool.
now, yeah, as I'm like thinking back about it,
Hmm.
I don't know that it was ever I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that there was ever any like excitement that I was getting into it.
Uh-huh. It was just kind of like a
I don't,
natural progression for you kind of thing. Just a natural thing, like,
yeah.
Like having waffles for
Yeah.
breakfast. It was like,
For some people, right?
right? I know. Well, I agree with you because when I hear stories like, for example, Billie Eilish, right? That it was there all the time and they were encouraged to do it. And that was, you know, to me, it's so foreign because that's completely different from my growing up, right? That wasn't it. Even though there were musical instruments, even though my grandmother raised her children and supported her children by playing guitar. It still
Mhm.
wasn't a thing of like, here, you guys, you should look at it. There's guitars right here, pick it up. And that, it was
Yeah.
just kind of like, yeah, it wasn't the thing, more academic, right? And it was like, oh,
Mm,
so it's foreign to me. So I'm jealous in a way. I think that's fabulous. I think it's great. I think everybody should have musical instruments in the house, you know, and
yeah.
yeah. So what do you love most about being a musician and turning that around? What have been the biggest challenges you've encountered?
What do I love most about being a musician? I mean, I think it is like the act of, hmm, that's really tough. I love performing. That's why you endure the challenges of touring at our level anyway. Uh, I think that I'm gonna call back to my first answer of like that just like supreme connection.
Mm,
So like nothing, and this I think this is a good like high level answer. Nothing can make me feel the way that music makes me feel. Nothing.
wow.
And so I think to have that capacity of feeling is like my favorite thing. Granted, it's not like it's like it can be extremely painful, it can be extremely joyful, but to have access to that, I think is my favorite thing. I think what I'm learning as well is that music and songwriting and performing is like my mechanism for processing and for understanding and for like accepting and trying to like learn and grow from things. So I think that's another like built in uh but again like categorically falls under that like capacity of like feeling. Um challenge challenges. Wow, so many.
Hmm.
Um I think for me, I am hypercritical. I think for me, because of that, this game of like constant comparisons and like feeling like, man, what am I doing wrong? You know?
Mm.
Um, yeah, it is tough to be, and why I said like tour challenges at this level is because we tour differently than bands at at higher levels, you know? We don't
Yeah.
have a team. It's Aaron and I. It's two people loading and unloading gear. Uh, I think I mentioned this to you last night. I mean, it is a wild difference to even just have like a hand like watching the van. Like
Sure.
it's wild. Which is to also say that we don't have a label, we don't have
Hmm.
a marketing team. Everything is done in-house. And also like I work a full-time job also. So
Yeah.
it's a lot all the time. And so it can get it can get really exhausting and it can be tough to remember why you're doing it.
Yeah. Well, Bob Marley did say one good thing about music is that when it hits you, you feel no pain. So do
Hmm.
you believe that music has the power to heal?
Absolutely. Yeah, music has definitely saved my life. So, and even after really challenging days where you're reminded that, you know, you're maybe doing it the hard way. Like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I mean, I hop off the stage and I'm completely blissed out. I've just done the thing that I love most in the world, and it's all worth it.
Yeah, and we can tell watching you up there that you really, really love doing it. So for an audience participant, it's so happy and it's so thrilling to see somebody who's really into their music and having a good time on stage and just showing their standing in their truth, right? You know, because you are
Oh,
standing in
thank
your
you.
truth.
The show that we played in Mexico City, everyone was so engaged and it was really, really cool. Um, I haven't had it happen in the United States yet, but we go into a particular section of a song and folks in the crowd in Mexico City like started like chanting along with it, which I
Mm.
it's so energizing to have that kind of engagement. Um, so I would say that show in particular, folks were really like revved up and happy to be there. And it was like super cool, like community DIY, like punk space. It was neat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then I would say I'm trying to think it's been a year since the show's in Japan. Um, honestly, yeah, you I'm always surprised like you one, you never know what to expect, and two, I like love super pleasant surprises. Like we have a couple of spots that we have stopped in a couple of times on like our last fall tour, this tour, and then like our spring tour as well. Tiny towns, incredible. Just like people are so excited to see us. They're so happy to be like have us there. They're so like welcoming and kind.
Mm.
And yeah, everybody's like up dancing
Oh,
and
wow.
again like bringing back to that like being engaged and not everybody has to dance. I would never want anyone to be experiencing something uh that is disingenuous or like unauthentic to how they want to experience that. So I'm not saying
Sure.
that like I need everybody to be dancing,
No,
but
no.
like you can tell when people are like excited to be there. And I've found that um yeah, man, Austin is just always like such a good time for us. Um and yeah, Silver City, New Mexico and Hot Springs, Arkansas, and yeah, we've played some really neat little spots. But I think so to answer your question fully, like I think it really depends and you can never like yeah, you just know you never know.
Right, right. And definitely you want to go back both to Japan and Mexico and all that good stuff,
Oh
right?
my God, yeah, yeah, yeah. Cannot wait. Yeah, cannot wait. We're leaving for Japan in about 2 weeks, a little less than 2 weeks.
Wow.
But we're not playing this round because this one's about Dorothy, my partner, who's an
Yeah.
artist, and her show. But we'll be back through there, I'm sure, like next year, and then yeah, we're trying to go back to Mexico in the spring.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay, so now you have to share with us your best survival tactics on the road. What have you
happily.
learned?
Um, one door stops. Let me. I'll be. I have one
Do what you need to do.
here. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. These MVP. We load in and load out of hotels, venues, whatever. There's never a doorstop. So that is this is like MVP. Really I have a like a script that I type into the hotel reservations that we make so that we can try to be as close to our van and the parking lot if we're not in like one of those like motel style like drive up things.
Right.
So I've learned lessons there. We have we travel with we travel with food. So like we have like yogurt and protein powder and protein bars and sandwich stuff. so that we're not like eating a bunch of junk.
Yeah.
And we buy like, I know now I'm going into some, I'm getting really granular here, but we buy like wine and beer so that we're not like
Yes.
buying a bunch of stuff. And
Yep.
yeah, just like try to be frugal and cost effective where we can.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, really the doorstops have been such a game changer.
That is key. That is legend. I love that. That's really good. Okay, now tell me how Fortress of Fun came to be, the whole follow your own adventure kind of thing.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Um,
Because it's great. It's like all these videos are great. Who's like the visionary, the filmmaker? Because it's like more than three mini epics going on. It's like it's really entertaining and a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
That
great. Tons of
is
work.
my baby. Yeah, for sure. I get really wacky ideas. I don't know if you've seen the time travel and deathbed music videos, but that was kind of where my first like concept music video dipping my toes in. So those two videos, you can start either of them
Hmm.
and they're cyclical. So they
Okay.
are just continuous. So it doesn't matter where you start, they just go, they like flow into one another. Um, and so thus was born like some J. Graves lore, like jumpsuits, like what's going on, playing around and toying with, alternate universes and time and cycles and humanity in general.
Mhm.
And so we were at the coast in like October of 2020. Everyone was depressed. It was, I
Indeed.
mean,
Yes.
nothing felt like it was ever gonna happen ever again. And so we went to a beach house around this time, actually. It was
Mm,
Halloween weekend
okay.
and just tried to have some fun. And we're out being goofballs one night, and I saw our house as we were like walking back, and I was like, it's our fortress of fun.
I'm brilliant.
So
Love
I
it.
have these little, I carry around little like vinyl Helvetica letters. And so I like christened the house, the Fortress of Fun. I have the original letters at my house actually
Fabulous.
it's framed. So yeah, so that was like the Fortress of Fun like house. Um, a year prior to that, Aaron and I recorded an EP, our deathbed EP, in a science fiction
Hmm.
themed studio called Destination Universe in Portland. So
Wow.
the walls of the studio are like lined with paperback fiction books, just like that
How
is what the
cool.
walls are. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we like Aaron like picked up one of the books. I think it was a Choose Your Own Adventure book. He happens to be a speed reader, and so he just like cruised through it real quick. And I kind of like offhandedly, I was just like, huh, what if we wrote a Choose Your Own Adventure record? And so that was like a very like spark kernel of it. And then after that, like beach house weekend, I was like, huh, what if what if there was like this larger concept? And really it centers around the visuals. So the songs were written prior to the plot of the Choose Your Own
Okay.
Adventure. Um, and so it was really about just kind of like tying the visuals to that of making choices and choosing the order in which you, the listener, get to experience the songs. Um, yeah, so I like put pen to paper and approached a friend who had done like a live session for us. And I was like, hey, I have this idea. here's here's my thought, like one music video per song. we get clever and link them, make it so that you can navigate it in this way. I built the web experience, and yeah, we like headed to the Oregon coast for a weekend and shot all 6 videos over a weekend.
Extraordinary. Wow. And how has the response been?
Say that again?
How has the response been? You've been getting a lot of like people. I know that you have your type this into your text and text fun to this number, but you should say what it is right now.
Yeah, you should text the word fun. That's FUN to 33777. Um, and that gets you a text invite to the web experience where there is a narrative, where you can watch the videos and then make your choices from that web experience to navigate through the videos. Um, People like to text that number. I have a lot of people on our text list. Admittedly, if all of the people who signed up for the text list watched the videos, they should theoretically have more plays on them.
Mm,
But
indeed.
um, the hope is that when people sign up and they get that, they go through the experience and get to interact with music perhaps in a little bit of a different way than they normally would.
Well, we encourage everybody to do that because it's a fun experience. And if you're not, you're missing out. So follow through, people. Just follow through.
Yeah.
Follow through.
I mean, but
Um,
again, like I don't like telling people what to do.
I know
Like
you don't,
if
but I do. No, I'm kidding.
it's great. You and me will make a great team.
Let's do it. So tell me about your ongoing musical project that is Leap Year, which I thought it was fascinating. I thought it was very interesting, and I've never heard or seen anyone do that before.
Yeah. So man, Leap Year is such a special song. It was the first song I wrote after not writing or playing music for years.
Hmm.
And calling back to what I said about how music saved my life. This is that example. It was probably in one of my darkest points.
Hmm.
And um, Leap Year was the first song that I wrote. And so it's very, very special, very, very painful.
Hmm.
And when it was recorded for Marathon, everything was different.
Okay.
Different lineup. I am a different person now, different musician, a more skilled musician. And, I feel like there's like a ton of like really arbitrary rules in music, and there doesn't need to be. And so
Hmm.
it was leap year, it was time. So
Yeah.
we retracked the song, did a different version of it. We'll do it again for 2028.
Uh-huh.
I just think it's a neat like illustration, like a neat like archive of, and that's what songs are or can be, like a this little like moment of time captured. Um, and so it'll be cool to see what the next version looks like. Um, we've already like talked about it a little bit, like, ooh,
Wow.
like how different are we going to make it? It's so easy to forget that this is fun.
And I know you did this summer, you said you were doing like a covers project. You did some cover songs. How
Yes.
did this kernel of an idea happen? What was going on?
Oh,
Oh,
I'm so glad you asked. Yeah, and so our cover series over the summer is called Undercover Summer.
I love it.
And one day I had a meltdown before
Mm.
arriving to Erin's house to do some recording.
Oh,
And I walked in And I think Aaron could tell that I was upset and like had been crying. And he was like, "Hey, I'm working on this Interpol song. Do you want to like help me with it?" And so the it like got kicked off with working on, was it Evil? What song did we? Yeah, we started to work on the Interpol song Evil. And then a year prior to that, we had covered Depeche Mode at a really cool like Halloween roller rink party. So
Nice.
I was like, we should try to do this. Um, and so the first three songs that we did were kind of around the same time period. So we did Depeche Mode, Enjoy the Silence, Devo, Girl You Want, and then we covered Hanging on the Telephone, which I thought was by Blondie, but it's not. Did you know that? That
No, I
Hanging on the
didn't know
Telephone is
that. Who
actually
did
a
it originally?
cover.
Who did it
The
originally?
Nerves.
The Nerves? I'm
Yes.
gonna have to look it up.
Yeah. And
Oh,
but like they covered it within like months, like within the same year of
really?
the release. Yeah.
Wow.
Right? It's the Nerves.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So
Oh,
I love I love all of the covers. I think that have you listened to the Blondie cover that we did?
yeah. No, I haven't
I think
found
that
it.
is,
Where is it?
oh, it's on
Found it.
Spotify.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'll go find it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, listen to it and tell me what you think.
Okay.
I'm proud of it. I'm really proud of what we've been
No,
been doing.
I really love I've always loved Devo, so Girl You Want was perfect.
Good.
And Depeche Mode, love them. So, that gets people excited. What
Yeah.
do you have like a list of your wish list of covers?
We have so many
Can you
that
spill the
we have
beans?
like I can tell you about some of them, yeah, for sure. Killing Moon.
Oh, Echo and the Bunnymen. Yes.
Hmm. Um, Gosh, we started Time After Time by
Oh,
Cyndi
wow.
Lauper. We started Dead Disco by Metric.
Nice.
Couple of Springsteen songs.
Err.
Marcy Playground, Sex and Candy.
Wow. Okay. Okay. And now this is getting very exciting. Now we're gonna have to wait till next summer for this, or what?
No,
Okay.
no, we're gonna keep it going.
Okay.
Uh, Probably seasonally.
Yay.
Aaron and I have a lot of work to do when we get back because we're trying to release a record and then in the new year. So we've got some stuff to do. So
Yes. You guys are always busy. Oh my gosh. Um,
trying.
oof. So for the new record, do you have a name yet?
Yeah, it's called Gold Crown.
Gold Crown? Like gold crowns? Yeah.
Hmm. Exactly.
Twins. Awesome. And now you guys shot a video? Is that for a song that's going to be on the new record that you also did a roller disco, or is this something that you did in the past?
Oh, yeah. So Cutoffs is the first single from Gold Crown. We released it the October 12th, October 11th.
Hmm.
So that's a new song. Um, and the music video will be coming out probably in the next like month.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah,
And how was the
more.
video? Was the video fun shooting it? Did a lot of people show up?
Yeah,
What happened?
it was super fun. Yeah, so they let us go in. Shout out to Southgate Roller Rink in Seattle. Yeah, they let us come early, so we were
Hmm.
in the spot while it was empty, which I'm like giving my dear sweet friend, like he just sent me the first cut of it, and the most like compelling like parts of it, like it
Hmm.
is just like the rink is like empty, and I'm just like walking, just like
Ooh,
playing and like looking into the camera and just like singing the lyrics of the song. Yeah, it's like it's really moody looking, and it wasn't intended to have like an 80s like campy like feel, but it just does because you're in a roller rink. Like,
how cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we played a show that night. Like we played a full set, and so we were like, okay, everybody, we're gonna play this one song three times in the set tonight. Uh, so yeah, so real performance footage, which is cool. And then another big me trying, and spoiler alert, everybody, I'm fake falling.
Mm,
Like,
okay.
while I am not a good roller skater by any means, and they put me, the speed skates that they had were black, so they let me use the speed skates. Uh,
Uh,
but yeah, I like fake fell for, had to do like a couple of takes through the whole song,
ouch.
fake
Yeah.
falling the whole time.
Oh,
I like forgot that that's what I had done and was like super, super bruised up the next day about it. And I was like, what are these bruises? Oh,
well,
right,
yeah,
right.
I was on
But
speed.
yeah, so yeah. So lots of me catching myself fake
That's
falling.
brilliant. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
And the disco ball thing resonates with me. And I did see the disco ball whistle, which is amazing. I didn't even know they made
The
such
disco whistle.
disco
I
whistle.
actually I made it. So
No, you did you?
yeah,
Does
yeah.
it
So
work?
here's the story of the disco whistle. So
Okay.
from the Fortress of Fun videos, there is a video where Aaron is in a training montage, and so
Mhm.
I bought a whistle for that particular video, and so I just had this whistle. And then I bought tiny disco balls, one for Aaron and one for Vanessa, our van.
Vanessa, I get it.
Yeah. And so I needed a way to secure the disco ball to the rearview mirror. And the thing that it came with like broke off almost immediately.
Right.
And so I used a shish kebab skewer and I
Mhm.
took out the center and I used the disco whistle. And so that is why there is a whistle on the end of the disco ball. And when the tour starts, you get in the van and you blow the disco whistle.
There's your $1 million idea. The
That's
disco
right.
whistle.
I don't know why I didn't see it sooner.
I'm telling you. That's part of the merch. Disco
Yeah.
whistle.
Oh,
Just
I don't.
put your logo on there.
Uh-huh.
The whistle.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I've definitely been thinking about some sort of disco ball situation. I love doing really special like deluxe releases of stuff, and so thinking through, yeah, there might be some disco balls involved with the deluxe
Can't wait.
version.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's my final question.
Okay.
If you had 5 minutes on all global platforms, all of them, what would we see and hear? So the introduction would be something like, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you Jay Graves, and they threw it to you. Now you got the global platform. Everything is under your control for 5 minutes.
I think that so that's only time for one song for us. So I think that I would play um a new song that's really special to me. It's called South Pole. It will be on the new record. Um, I would tell people to text FUN to 33777. And then with that like little bit of extra time, I might speak to um man, the song South Pole is about my own journey with mental illness and mental health. And I think it's really crucial to destigmatize um, talking about mental health.
Yes,
And so I might bring that into the conversation as well, and might also put out, that you're not alone and that you are loved and that you are special, and maybe give some resources around that. Man, 5 minutes, that's tricky. It's not a lot, but it's enough for a song and it's enough to, offer some vulnerability and some resources, I think, and then also to stay connected.
that's really beautiful. That's really
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Thank you for that. Well, thank you for your time, Jess. I know you guys are going to get ready for your gig tonight in Alameda.
We
Gonna be a
are.
lot of fun. It was great seeing you
Yeah.
guys last night at the Parkside in San Francisco.
You too.
And
Oh, it was so special that you and Raphael were there. Oh,
oh, thank you. Yeah, he was so psyched. Like we're gonna be coming back from vacation. Do you want to go? And he's like, yeah, I want to go. And I'm like, all right, let's go. You know, so that was
awesome.
great. Anything you can do in the music arena to have like happy hour shows would be much appreciated for us older folk.
If it were up to me,
I get it.
shows would start at like 6 p.m.
Thank you.
We'd all be in bed by 10.
Oh, that's my dream. That's my dream.
Man,
Let's get some concert promoters on the
circadian
front.
rhythm is like it's like so out of whack right now. Just getting home from the club, going to bed at 2.
Yeah, it's really tough. It's super tough. I think we need to get those disco ball whistles and just get everybody in line and say, look, this is what's going to happen from now on.
Yeah, and you're really good at telling people what to do is what you told me.
Yeah.
So it can be our national should start early initiative.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm so there. Like so many people
Great.
are on board, but nobody's doing anything. Everyone's like, yeah, it's a great idea. Well, let's go. Anyway.
Wonderful.
All right,
Yeah,
Chica.
I'm here for it. All
Thank
right.
you so much. Good luck with
Thank
everything.
you.
And we'll